When playing as a low health or bloodied build, or if you've taken the plunge and turned into a ghoul, there's one item in the game that you'll want more than anything else, and that's toxic goo. This delightful fluorescent substance has no crafting purpose, but can be consumed if you want to increase your rads as a human, which in turn would increase your damage if you're playing a low health or bloodied build. Or, if you're playing as a ghoul, the toxic goo will increase your health, glow, and a glow shield on consumption. If you're playing as a human, the high level of rads, this would enable you to take advantage of perk cards such as Radical, which increases your strength the greater your rads, Mystery Meat, where the use of stimpaks can generate raw edible meat with higher rads giving a greater chance, Ghoulish, where a higher radiation level generates lost health, and Nerd Rage, which at max rank gives 20 points of damage resistance, a plus 10% to your damage and 15% AP regen when your health is below 20%, which can of course be achieved by increasing your rads. Playing as a ghoul, the high glow will enable you to use perk cards such as Radioactive Strength for increased damage with power attacks and bashing, Brick Wall, which makes you immune to stagger, Radiation Power for a 10% bonus damage, Glowing One to share your glow to other ghouls on your team, Mad Scientist for a plus 10% damage with energy weapons, Bomb Specialist making your thrown grenades deal plus 20% more damage, Science Monster where you'll gain a 5% damage bonus for 10 seconds when you get hit, Action Ghoul to regenerate your AP 15% faster, Jaguar Speed enabling you to sprint faster, Hyper Reflexes to gain a 10% evasion chance, and Glowing Criticals which gives you a 20% plus bonus crit damage when in VATS. Although toxic goo is consumable and classed as a food and drink item, it does not restore hunger or thirst, but thankfully can be used in conjunction with either the Grocer's Backpack mod or the Through Hiker perk card. Both of these reduce the weight of food and drink items by up to 90%, which is super helpful, as toxic goo alone weighs 0.75 pounds per unit, and you will want to carry quite a bit, as although it's not difficult to acquire, it can be irritating to run out. If you want to get yourself the Grocer's Backpack mod, this is available to purchase from Samuel at Foundation for 350 gold bullion, although you will need Settler reputation at Friendly. If you have not yet achieved favour with the Settlers, then you can also purchase this plan from Minerva as part of our rotating inventory. Once you have the plan, it'll unlock the Grocer mod, available to add to your backpack, which can be done at any armour workbench. The easiest location to farm toxic goo is from inside West Deck Research Centre. Simply enter the front entrance and then walk forwards through the doors and around to your left, take out the 3 super mutants and 1 mutant hound, and then collect as much as you can carry from the nice pool of toxic goo under the decontamination arches. Alternatively, if you're entering from the rear, clear out the enemies and then head up the ramps and collect from either one of the enormous FEV vats. If you're a ghoul, whilst you're here, why not take a dip and restore some of that lovely glow? If you've ever played a bloodied or low health build, you'll have noticed the irritating thing that happens every time you log back onto a server. Your health pops back up to above the 20% low health cap. Thankfully, there is a handy little addition to the season rewards, page 5, that may just come in clutch, although it will cost 60 tickets, and that is the Toxic Ghouler Cooler. Now, despite looking awesome, this little beauty collects and holds up to 4 toxic goo, generating 1 every 30 minutes. You can only build 1 per camp and workshop, and they do require 3 glass, 1 nuclear material and 1 steel to craft, but this little beauty is lockable, so you can rest easy knowing that you can always start the day off with a good dose of radiation. Unfortunately, with the small amount it collects and the time it takes to collect, it's way quicker to just go to West Deck, but at least this does serve as a nice little pick-me-up and a cool camper decoration. One final FYI, if you're trying to become irradiated and drinking the goo doesn't seem to be doing anything, check your perks to make sure you don't have the Aqua Boy or Aqua Girl equipped, as this will actually prevent you from getting irradiated from consuming the toxic goo itself, even though this is not mentioned anywhere on the card. As far as I'm aware, there are no other locations that have toxic goo available, but of course, if I'm wrong and you know of a nice little location, then please do drop it in the comments. Hopefully this short video may have helped with some nugget of information, but until next time, I'm Golden Gek, and thanks for watching. Have fun, see ya.